Feel the chill of the desert night wrapping around you like a shroud, the air thick with the scent of incense and smoldering myrrh, sharp and ancient. Flickering firelight dances across massive stone walls, casting elongated shadows that twist like serpents across the sand. You hear the low murmur of chants, rhythmic, hypnotic, echoing from the temple's heart. The ground vibrates beneath your feet as priests in white linen robes circle a sacred flame, their shaved heads gleaming like polished obsidian. A dagger flashes in the fire's glow, blood spills, and for a moment, the stars above seem to hold their breath. Your pulse quickens, fear grips your chest, but so does an inexplicable pull toward order, toward meaning, toward surrender. This is not a dream. This is the raw power of ancient rituals, ceremonies that bent the human psyche, forging empires from the fragile alloy of fear, awe, and desire. Subscribe to Mind Origin, where history awakens and hidden truths come alive. Today, we descend into the abyss, psychological impact of ancient rituals, 10 ceremonies that shaped the human soul in darkness. Prepare to witness how these rites didn't just honor gods, they rewired minds, turning chaos into control, death into devotion, and free will into eternal obedience. We count down from 10 to 1, each ritual unfolding like a shadow play across the sands of time. Let's begin. Number 10. The Rite of the Devouring Serpent, embracing eternal chaos. In the flickering torchlight of forgotten crypts, where the Nile's whispers mingle with the howls of jackals, the Rite of the Devouring Serpent slithers into existence. This ceremony honored Apep, the colossal serpent of primordial void, not a god to worship, but a force to confront, the embodiment of Isfet, the chaotic antithesis to Ma'at's ordered harmony. Apep's mythological role was cataclysmic, the eternal adversary who sought to swallow Ra's sunbark each night, plunging the world into unending darkness. He represented non-existence itself, the unraveling of creation, where time dissolves and reality crumbles to dust. Historically, this rite was performed in temples along the Nile's eastern banks, particularly at Heliopolis during the New Kingdom, CE 1550 to 1070 BCE. Texts from the Pyramid of Unas and the Book of the Dead describe priests gathering at dusk, armed with wax effigies of Apep inscribed with curses from the Bremner Rind papyrus. The geography mattered. Conducted near the river's edge, where floods symbolized chaos's encroachment, the ritual involved trampling, spearing, and burning the effigy amid incantations to empower Ra's defenders. These ceremonies peaked during solar eclipses, viewed as Apep's momentary triumphs, drawing crowds from Thebes to Memphis for communal exorcism. Now, envision the myth unfolding. The sun dips low, a bloody orb sinking into the western horizon. Ra, aged and weary, boards his bark, sailing into the Duat's maw. From the abyss rises Apep, coils vast as the Nile, eyes like shattered obsidian, roar shattering the underworld's silence. He lunges, fangs dripping venom that corrodes light itself. But Set, spear in hand, stands at the prow, thrusting, slashing, his own chaotic fury matching the serpent's. Ra's light flickers, the world teeters on oblivion. Then dawn breaks, Apep retreats, wounded but unvanquished. Psychologically, this ritual tapped into humanity's primal fear of annihilation, the terror of non-being, where ego dissolves into void. It mirrored Freud's death drive, Thanos, the subconscious pull toward destruction, balanced by Eros's life force. By ritually defeating chaos, participants confronted existential dread, emerging with renewed purpose, their desires for order amplified. The rite fostered collective resilience, binding communities through shared catharsis, transforming personal anxiety into societal cohesion. a lesser-known intrigue. In some variants from the late period, CE 664 to 332 BCE, priests ingested trace amounts of hallucinogenic Nile lotus during the rite, inducing visions of Apep's realm, blurring reality and myth, making the psychological imprint even deeper, a secret known only to initiates. Number 9. The Potter's Wheel Ceremony, Molding Mortal Fate. Amid the humid haze of Elephantine's potter sheds, where the Nile's silt clings to skin like a second flesh, the Potter's Wheel Ceremony spins into motion. Dedicated to Khnum, the ram-headed creator, this ritual celebrated his role as the divine artisan who sculpted humanity from primordial clay, infusing each form with Ka, the vital life force. Khnum wasn't a distant deity, he was the meticulous engineer of existence, shaping bodies, destinies, and even the Nile's floods from his cavernous abode. Culturally, the rite flourished in the Middle Kingdom, circa 2050 to 1710 BCE at Elephantine Island near the First Cataract, where Khnum's temple stood as a fortress of creation. The famine stela, Ptolemaic era, but referencing Djoser, circa 2700 BCE, recounts how Khnum withheld floods for 7 years until offerings appeased him. Priests, drawing from the coffin texts, gathered clay from the riverbank during inundation season, spinning it on wheels while chanting hymns from the pyramid texts, molding figurines symbolizing new births or royal heirs. Geography amplified the power. The cataract's roar mimicked Khnum's creative churn, rituals timed to the river's rise, drawing pilgrims from Aswan to Thebes. Unfold the myth in vivid strokes. In the shadowed depths beneath Elephantine, Khnum bends over his wheel, hands caked in Nile mud. The wheel whirls, formless at first, then rising, limbs elongate, features sharpen. He breathes Ka into the nostrils, whispers secrets of fate, strength for a warrior, cunning for a scribe. But a flaw, a crack in the mold, and the figure crumbles, destiny rewritten in dust. Khnum pauses, adjusts, spins again. Life emerges, perfect yet fragile. Philosophically, this ceremony addressed humanity's desire for purpose amid chaos, echoing existentialism's search for meaning, Camus' Absurd. Psychologically, it invoked the illusion of control. Participants molded their own effigies, confronting fears of impermanence, fostering acceptance of societal roles as divinely ordained. It tapped archetype theory, Jung, where creation myths resolve identity crises, binding individuals to collective fate. Mysterious detail? Rare initiatory variants from the Ramessidian period, circa 1292 to 1075 BCE, involved blindfolded adepts spinning the wheel while priests whispered secret flaws in their ears, personal weaknesses revealed through trance, a prototherapy inducing profound self-reflection hidden from common worshippers. Number 8. The Crocodile Vigil, Taming Primal Ferocity. By the reed-choked banks of Komombo, where crocodiles lurk in murky depths, their eyes glinting like embers, the crocodile vigil awakens. This rite venerated Sobek, the crocodile-headed lord of waters, embodying raw predatory power turned protector, guardian of fertility, healer of ailments, and shield against Nile's perils. Sobek's role was dual, devourer of threats, yet nurturer of life through his sweat-born floods. Rooting in the Old Kingdom, circa 2686 to 2181 BCE, at Komombo Temple, a dual shrine shared with Horus, symbolizing balance, Herodotus, circa 484 to 425 BCE, in Histories, describes mummified crocodiles adorned with gold, fed delicacies in sacred pools. During the Fayum region's festivals, priests paraded live crocodiles, invoking spells from the Edfu texts to harness Sobek's strength for healing rites. The geography, Nile's fertile yet treacherous bends, intensified the ritual, performed at dusk when crocodiles hunted, drawing villagers from Arsinoe to Thebes. Witness the myth's fury. The Nile stirs, bubbles rising like breaths from the deep. Sobek emerges, scales armored in emerald, jaws unhinging with a thunderous snap. Horus, falcon swift, confronts him. Talons clash against hide, blood mingles with water. But alliance forms. Sobek turns, dives into depths, retrieving Osiris's scattered limbs, his ferocity now shield. The river calms, floods renew the land, life from death's maw. Psychologically, the vigil confronted the id's primal urges, Freud, channeling aggression into societal protection, satisfying desires for power while fearing unchecked instinct. It mirrored evolutionary psychology's predator-prey dynamics, resolving survival anxieties through ritual mastery, fostering communal bonds against nature's threats. Intriguing secret? Rare Ptolemaic variants, circa 332 to 30 BCE, involved priests ingesting crocodile bile in trace doses during the vigil, inducing mild hallucinations of becoming the beast, a shamanic experience granting inner strength reserved for elite warriors, blending pharmacology with psychology. Number 7. The Weighing of Souls, Judgment's Eternal Balance. In the dim-lit halls of Duat, where echoes of forgotten breaths linger, the weighing of souls commences. Anubis, jackal-headed guardian, oversaw this rite as lord of thresholds, master embalmer, and soul's compassionate escort, transforming death from end to eternal journey. His role? Protector of necropolises, inventor of mummification, ensuring the cause integrity for judgment. From the Middle Kingdom, circa 2050 BCE, the rite drew from the Book of the Dead, enacted in Theban tombs like KV62, Tutankhamun's tomb. Priests at Abydos, Anubis's cult center, used spells from coffin texts, weighing hearts symbolically during funerals. Geography? Performed in valley temples near pyramids like Giza's Sphinx complex. Rituals involved scales with ostrich feathers, attended by mourners from Memphis to Heliopolis. Behold the myth's gravity. The hall gleams with ethereal light. The deceased stands trembling as Anubis places the heart on the scale. Opposite, Maat's feather, light as truth. Thoth records, Osiris judges. The heart sinks, sins heavy. Ammit lunges, devouring, soul obliterated. But balance holds, passage granted to Aru's fields. Philosophically, it embodied retributive justice, addressing fears of moral void, Nietzsche's abyss. Psychologically, enforcing ethics through anticipated judgment, reducing impulsivity via superego, Freud. It connected to self-actualization desires, Maslow, promising transcendence for the righteous. Enigmatic whisper. In some Ramesside tombs, circa 1292 BCE, priests used shadow scales, optical illusions with mirrors to weigh living participants' virtues during initiations, inducing profound guilt or euphoria, a confidential tool for elite moral training. Number 6. The Scroll of Forbidden Wisdom, Knowledge's Double-Edged Blade. Within the moonlit libraries of Hermopolis, shelves groaning under papyrus weight, the scroll of forbidden wisdom unrolls. Thoth, ibis-headed scribe, wielded this rite as architect of intellect, master of magic, hieroglyphs, and cosmic calculation, mediator of divine disputes. His role? Recorder of reality, inventor of language, guardian of time's measure. Emerging in the Old Kingdom, circa 2686 BCE, the rite referenced in the Turin Papyrus, centered at Thoth's temple in Hermopolis Magna. From the pyramid texts, priests recited incantations during lunar eclipses, reading invisible scrolls. Geography? Nile Delta's intellectual hubs like Alexandria. Later, rituals drew scholars from Sais to Edfu. Experience the myth's enigma. Thoth descends, quill in talon, inscribing a grimoire of 2 spells. The first enchants elements, sky thunders, earth quakes, beasts speak. The second unveils God's forms, sun in midnight. A thief reads, power surges, but madness follows, family cursed, knowledge devours. Thoth reclaims, seals in shadows. Psychologically, it explored curiosity's dangers, linking to hubris fears, Icarus myth parallel. Philosophically, probing epistemology's limits, Plato's cave, where unchecked desire for knowledge leads to existential overload. It satisfied intellectual yearnings while warning of overreach. Obscure fact. Greco-Roman adaptations, circa 300 BCE, included Thoth's Emerald Tablet, alchemical text with hermetic secrets used in mystery cults for trance-induced revelations, blending Egyptian rite with Greek philosophy. Number 5. The Storm of Necessary Chaos, Fury's Reluctant Hero. Amid the red desert's howling winds, where sandstorms carve canyons, the storm of necessary chaos erupts. Set, red-haired lord of the deserts, embodied essential turmoil, challenger of order, murderer of Osiris, yet indispensable defender against ultimate void. His role? Balancer of Maat through disruption, patron of warriors and borders. Prevalent in the New Kingdom, circa 1500 BCE, the rite occurred at Nakada's Set temples, per the Harris Papyrus. From the contendings of Horus and Set, priests enacted mock battles during equinoxes. Geography? Upper Egypt's arid fringes, rituals attracted nomads from Nubia to Sinai. Relive the myth's tempest. Set storms the throne, envy boiling. Osiris falls, dismembered, scattered. Horus rises, eyes blazing. Clash of falcon and storm beast. Set rips the eye, Horus castrates, blood soaks the sands. But truce dawns, Set guards Ra's bark nightly. Psychologically, it resolved duality conflicts, Jung's shadow self, channeling destructive desires into protective fury. Philosophically, affirming chaos's role in renewal, Heraclitus's flux. It addressed power fears, teaching controlled aggression. Hidden enigma. Hyksos invaders, circa 1650 BCE, adopted Set as patron, using storm rites with actual sandstorms induced by fires, psychologically intimidating natives, a tactical weather manipulation lost to time. Number 4. The Avenger's Flight, Reclaiming Celestial Throne. In the vast azure expanse above the delta marshes, where falcons wheel against the sun, the Avenger's flight soars. Horus, falcon-headed heir, avenged Osiris, embodying rightful kingship, sky's dominion, and protection's unyielding gaze. His role? Unifier of lands, symbol of pharaonic legitimacy, victor over chaos. From the early dynastic period, c. 3100 BCE, the rite centered at Edfu Temple, detailed in the Horus myth cycle. Ptolemaic inscriptions describe annual dramas with actors performed during the Festival of Victory. Geography: Lower Egypt's wetlands, rituals drew crowds from Hyrcanopolis to Buto. Soar through the myth's vengeance, Horus hides in reeds, growing strong. Set usurps, Horus strikes, spear flashing. Eyes torn, restored by Thoth, Ujat gleams. Thrones clash, Nile boils. Victory, Horus crowns pharaohs eternally. Philosophically, it mirrored justice's triumph, Plato's ideal forms. Psychologically, resolving edible conflicts, Freud's fulfilling desires for restoration amid loss. It instilled identity through heritage. Secret lore: In Old Kingdom variants, c. 2686 BCE, priests used falcon masks with hidden mirrors to summon solar visions during rites, inducing trance states, an optical hypnosis technique for royal coronations. Number 3. The Resurrection Vigil, Death's Defiant Rebirth. Beneath the reed-thatched halls of Abydos, where mummies rest in silent vigil, the Resurrection Vigil ignites. Osiris, green-skinned judge, ruled the afterlife, embodiment of renewal, moral arbiter, first resurrected king. His role, overseer of Duat's hall, weigher of hearts, promise of immortality. Pinnacle in the Osirian mysteries from the Middle Kingdom, c. 2050 BCE, enacted at Abydos Temple, per the Iker-Nefrit stela. From the pyramid texts, priests performed passion plays with effigies during the Mysteries of Osiris festival. Geography: Osiris's tomb at Abydos, attracting pilgrims from Memphis to Elephantine. Enact the myth's rebirth. Osiris reigns, benevolent. Set strikes, body torn, scattered. Isis searches, reassembles with Anubis's art. Breath returns. Osiris rises, green as sprouting grain. Duat's throne claimed, eternity beckons. Psychologically, it conquered thanatophobia, fear of death. Philosophically, affirming cyclical existence, stoic eternal return, satisfying desires for justice beyond grave. It instilled ethical living through anticipated judgment. Secret twist. Secret New Kingdom sects, c. 1550 BCE, used Osiris beds, grain planted on effigies that sprouted, symbolizing resurrection, consumed in Eucharistic rites for eternal life essence, a proto-alchemical communion. Number 2. The Solar Bark Voyage, Light's Daily Crucible. Across the celestial river where dawn battles dusk, the solar bark voyage navigates. Ra, sun disk crowned, powered existence, cyclical warrior of light, source of energy, time's engine. His role, daily conqueror of darkness, sustainer of Zep Tepi. Central in the Duat texts from the New Kingdom, circa 1550 BCE, enacted at Karnak's solar chapels, priests used the Book of Gates for dawn rituals, mirroring Ra's journey. Geography: East Bank's temples like Luxor, rituals synchronized with Nile's flow from Heliopolis to Abu Simbel. Sail the myth's odyssey. Ra ages, bark dipping into Duat. Apep coils, jaws agape. Set spears, gods defend. Light flickers, holds. Dawn, Ra reborn, childlike, cycle renews. Philosophically, it embodied renewal's triumph, Nietzsche's eternal recurrence. Psychologically, combating entropy fears, igniting desires for perpetual vitality. It structured time as heroic struggle. Cosmic secret: in Akhenaten's Atonism, circa 1353 BCE, solar rites involved secret names chanted at exact alignments, inducing mass euphoria through synchronized breathing, a group trance method suppressed after his reign. Number 1. The Hidden Breath Rite, Invisibility's Omnipotent Veil. In the veiled sanctums where even gods whisper, the hidden breath rite manifests, or rather conceals. Amun, lapis-fleshed enigma, was the self-created breath, primordial intelligence, uncaused cause, sustainer of unseen order. His role: cosmic architect, unique becoming millions, will beyond form. Culminating in the Theban triad worship from the Middle Kingdom, circa 2050 BCE, the rite occurred in Karnak's hypostyle halls, per the Harris Papyrus. Priests invoked from the Opet festival texts, breathing incantations during solstices. Geography: Thebes' hidden chambers, drawing veiled initiates from Amarna to Dendera. Grasp the myth's infinity. From Nun's void, Amun stirs, cry echoes, vibration births matter.
Invisible, he permeates, breath in lungs, gravity in stars, God's bow, for his name unspoken holds creation's code. Utter it, reality unravels. Philosophically, it transcended dualism, Plotinus's one. Psychologically, resolving omnipotence desires amid isolation fears, evoking awe's sublime terror, as Kant theorized. It unified psyche with cosmos. Incomprehensible apex, a moon's black light form, perceived only in death-like trance, where initiates dissolved self, experiencing unity, a mystical dissolution guarded as Egypt's ultimate secret, beyond mortal comprehension. Conclusion. As the echoes of these rituals fade into the sands, remember, they were not mere ceremonies. They were the forge where human souls were hammered, fears confronted, desires channeled, minds eternally shaped. In their darkness, we see our own shadows, the eternal dance of chaos and order, death and rebirth, power and surrender. Which ritual resonates deepest with your psyche? Share in the comments. Like if this journey awakened something within. Subscribe to Mind Origin for more immersions into history's veiled truths. Until the next rite calls, keep your spirit vigilant.